What's up, everybody? Here we are, the after show, but later, episode number 332. I did not spill my coffee. In fact, I have my drink right here, and I got plenty of it to get me through the show. So we got a lot for you. I see Keebler's here. I see Andrew Sims is here. And Keebler, I saw that you texted me. I've been trying to get this stuff going, so I haven't been able to read your text. I just saw it come through. So what up, Keebler? What up, Andrew? Luis is here. I'm here. We got all the regulars here, right? We're missing a couple, but it's okay because I know, people got things to do, so they might not find us right away. But anyway, the after show, but later, episode number 332. Luis is on our location, so I'm not going to give away his whereabouts, in case you guys, like Covino always says, I don't want to tell you what coffee shops I go to and shit. Why? So fucking Mark in Colorado could show up while I'm trying to enjoy my coffee with my daughter. So we're not going to tell you exactly where he is. Just know he's not home. Anyway, or is he home? I'm sorry, dog. Now you're going to get robbed. Fuck, it's all my fault. Okay, so Luis, how are you doing, dog?
Good, man. I'll give some people some hints. Let's just say I'm in the same state that Danielle lives. For those of you guys who know, it is hot as out here, but I am in the beautiful state of Arizona on the road for work. So I appreciate you guys. I know you guys always want my theme and my stuff, but I'm out here for work, so I don't got all my setup. So maybe next Tuesday I'll have a theme set up for you guys. But man, doing good, bro. Good week. Happy to be here. Man, it's been hot, bro, in Vegas. We hit top record. I'm not in Vegas, but even in Vegas, bro, it's already pool season. I met up with some homies last week in
Yeah.
casino. You got all the mamacitas already walking around with the chichis out, nalgas out, because sun's out, buns out. So just getting ready for the summer. Although we just started spring, though, right? I think
Yeah.
first official day of spring was the 20th. We got baseball starting mañana, I think. So man, it's everything's right around the corner for us.
You know what's funny, Doug? I'm not a huge baseball fan, right? But you know why I love baseball season is because at any time, at any day, any time, there's like 30 baseball games going on, and I love to bet. So I'm like, that's when I'm like, okay, cool, dog. Let me go ahead and jump on this. The Pirates are playing the fucking, I don't know, I don't know, whatever. And so I love just to jump on. Okay, cool. What are the odds? Okay, over, under. I like to check out the total points is usually where I go because, that's always fun. So I'm excited about baseball season starting as well. But yeah, I just don't I was actually at the store today looking at hats. I was picking up a hat for somebody and they had so many dope hats, dog. I was like, fuck, I want a new hat. And I was like, they had the Mexican hats, like Team Mexico for like soccer and shit, right? And they had a lot of them had like a rooster on them and like just different shit that I don't have, So I was like, oh shit, that'd be dope. And there was some other reason why I was bringing that up. Oh yeah, and then I saw like a bunch of like Dodgers like World Series champs and shit, and I was like, man, I'm not a Dodgers fan, but all those look dope. Like the ones that have like the custom little side little fucking diamond right here. That's it's just it's so dope. So yeah, but I love it. I'm excited for different reasons, but I am excited. So Andrew Sim says, if you're betting on the Pirates, you need help, D. Well, that's why I was trying to think of who can I put with the Pirates, and Doug, I just, what, whoever it is, I'm gonna bet on them, right? So I'm like, how many teams can I put in this hypothetical to say that they're going to beat the Pirates? Because any one of them is going to beat them, right? But anyway, a lot going on, excited, and besides work and your travels and stuff, Luis, how's the week been? How are some things that went on in the world of Covino and Rich? And yeah, I mean, there's plenty for us to get to. So yeah, man, what's going on? What has stuck out
Yeah,
to you?
bro. Just like I guess the CNR curse fucking lives on. You know what I mean? It was crazy because I know me and you were chatting offline when we're talking about Chuck Norris, right? And CNR curse. It feels like every time they talk about somebody and they go on vacation, like boom, this person dies or gets sick or something. But the latest one was no Chuck Norris, right? What did you say? Chuck Norris didn't die. Or what was your saying? What did you say?
I don't
Death
remember.
chose him or whatever it was. But still, bro, it's
Yeah,
crazy because I remember I texted you. I'm like, bro, these guys were just talking about him, and I sent you the link where they were saying that he was ill. I don't
yeah,
even think he had died yet. And then the next morning, the stuff came out that he had passed away and shit. And then
yeah.
I thought it was crazy. And like these guys have a jinx or something. And then Of course, it was like all over the CNR pages where everyone was talking about, to the point where I think you even posted or somebody posted like, "Yo, what's the over under on people that keep posting this
Oh, I
shit?"
posted that because
And
dog. Because this is what bothers me about the fucking Carl page. I love the Carl page. A lot of entertainment. Some things I pulled for today that we're going to talk about are from the Carl page. Love it. Love hate relationship. But Doug, it's like you jump on. 13 people have already posted Chuck Norris died. Right, the link from TMZ, the link from Page Six, so whatever. Just R.I.P. Chuck Norris. Doug, you're not. If you're the first one, you know what you can do? You can go and you can hit recent posts. It'll show you everything in order, right? Because we all get it in our own order. You hit recent posts, it'll show you, and you say, "Hey, nobody's announced it yet." All right, cool. I'll be the announcer of Chuck Norris dying, right? Boom. After that, dog, we don't need to hear it 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 times that Chuck Norris died. We got it. Like, yeah, he's fucking dead. And then people were like, "Oh, does this count as?" I'm like, "No, motherfucker," because I didn't say once in this post that he's fucking dead. I had said, "What's the over under on the Chuck Norris fucking whatever news or whatever?" Maybe I did say he died. I don't know, dog. But anyway, but I was just like, fucking like for real. It happens every time somebody fucking dies. I'm just like, it's gonna get out there. Fucking, we're gonna see it. If you see it, dog. If you see it, and the people that are posting it, especially way later, like even 6 hours, 7 hours, 12 hours later, you're like, dog, we saw this shit. Even if we didn't see this shit on the Carl page, everybody's aware by now, right? Somebody at work told you, you were scrolling TMZ, you were doing this or that, you know. So you don't need to put it, dog. You know, I'm gonna put tomorrow. I'm gonna put like R.I.P. Michael Jackson, because that's what it feels like, dog. People are just putting old news now. Like, dog, it's already over. He's fucking dead. Yeah, it sucks, but like we can just go off of the same thread, right? If you want to talk that much about how much he meant to you, and Chuck Norris is dope, and he's my life, and you know, a Walker Texas Ranger, total gym, fucking all that shit. Do it in the thread that it was first announced, or the first couple. But god damn, dog, you really got to do fucking 12, 13, 14 posts that he's dead? We fucking get it. He's dead. Anyway, go ahead.
people, and that's your daily rant for D, guys. But people, I don't know, maybe they just like the links or the attention. But I think Jim Ramsey is usually the one, or whoever does like the daily. This is the official Carl, like the daily post for the daily show.
Yeah.
You almost have to like unofficially organize this mother, because if you don't, like everyone just kind of gets random. Like, it was like everyone, this is the official Super Bowl thread, right? And they'll
Yeah.
post the link and then do. I guess if you don't set those parameters, fools just do what they want. But I think it's funny. Like some guys even, and I've seen it, like they'll repost what someone posted. Like, bro, like what's the point of that? It's literally the same shit. Like you just reposted that guy's stuff. But whatever, I mean, the point of the moral story is these fools are cursed. As soon as I saw it, of course, and that's probably the same thing. Covino Rich get a million fucking texts from us when
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, fool," I'm like, "You fools are jinx, bro." And I sent it to Covino like, "Don't ever talk about me no more,
No,
fool." Like,
I thought about that.
I don't need that. I don't want
We
that,
don't need the
fool. Like,
sharks
it's
anymore,
not,
Covino. We love you,
nah,
dog.
fool. Like, it's chill, fool. Like, if you're gonna go on vacation, like, don't mention me, fool. Like, I'd rather get no sharks. And
Yeah. I
but
thought about
even
that.
for last week, they shout us out again. I thought it was pretty badass. The Turbo page, SiriusXM Turbo page, actually had our little snippet of us talking about Covino and the power line. So don't
Oh yeah.
forget to keep sending in the power line. I thought it was hilarious. I look like a damn leprechaun. I'm thinking, oh, I'm here all G'd out, with my little leprechaun outfit. I'm like, of course, this is the picture and video that SiriusXM Turbo, which is like one of my big things, posts of us, and I look like a little leprechaun in there. But whatever, bro. I rocked it. Appreciate the shout out and the love from Covino and SiriusXM Turbo, right? Vatos shouting out Vatos. So yeah, don't forget Powerline for the homie Covino. It's super easy. Go on the link.
SiriusXM.com/powerline. It can't get any easier than that.
That was a couple things, and then just to recap, bro, man, like those guys were talking about listening to Monday show. I felt like it was quick, but those guys felt like they were gone for a while, but not really, right? They only missed a couple shows, but it
Yeah.
was still like a lot of content. I think it was good to hear Mickey Mouse, Rich Davis, Weekend and Dominican. I'm
Yeah,
not
no.
gonna. I know we're.
I
Go
think
ahead.
it did kind of feel like initially, like Wednesday, when you're like, oh, the show's gonna be on. Oh shit, they're on vacation. It sucks, right? But I felt like this time it didn't. Even though they were off 4 or 5 days, it didn't feel that bad. It didn't feel like that crazy, you know? When they came back and it was Monday, I was like, all right. The only thing I was thinking about is I'm like, man, we have 2 less shows for us to pull content for the after show, right? And so I was like, that kind of sucks. But other than that, it didn't feel crazy. It could have also been because my father-in-law was in town this past week for the entire week, and we were doing a lot of stuff at my lady's gym. So it was like building, we're building a table for the conference room, and we're doing this and that. And so it wasn't like I was exactly missing that. So I don't know. I think it just worked out perfect for me. Maybe it worked out for you too. Maybe you were more busy this week than usual, but it didn't feel crazy. So when they came back on Monday, I was like, hell yeah, it's already Monday. Here we are.
It did, and I think Jim Ramsey's their unofficial official guy, whatever, because he posted some stuff like, hey, they're not live or whatever. And I seen some people commenting on them like, damn, finally, because it gives me a time to catch up. Because I know I used to be like that too. Like I didn't want to get ahead, my OCD or whatever. I didn't want to get ahead, so I had to like, especially if I wanted to catch them live, I wanted to like catch up on all the drama or whatever, listen
Yeah.
to all the shows I could before listening to live. So I seen some people comment about that too. But Keebler's talking about, I left the Carlos page. Guess things haven't changed. Mofos reposting shit all day. And bro, sometimes I feel like people just looking for problems or drama there. And I don't know who, whatever. Someone started like an unofficial one or what, the cheese man. I didn't even go there. I
I
think they
didn't even
sent me
see
like
that.
they sent me like the request. It was that fool who got excommunicated that was
Oh,
hating on
that
Spot.
Jeffrey Richardson?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him. Like some anonymous person made it, and that's where like, or that's where all the topics you can't talk about the Carl page were in there. And like I remember getting like the request from them, like, hey, join our group. And I was like kind of clicked on it. I'm like, what's this? And I'm like, I seen a bunch of people in there that I don't really know, whatever, or I guess I link up with. So I'm
Yeah.
like, this has drama written all over it. For like, I don't need it. I don't even need to join this group and be like, oh, Luis is in this group. So I'm like, Charlie, I just ignored it.
Yeah.
I didn't even reject it because I don't know how that shit works. But I didn't want to be part of that drama.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
I
bro,
was talking to
it's
somebody
just
about
still the
that
same.
page today. I was like, yeah, there's that page that Jeffrey Richardson started because I don't know if he got kicked out of the main page or if it was just he was just pissing too many people off. But I remember I saw him posted one time. He was like, remember this page is still out there, and he's like unfiltered, no topics
Yeah.
left off the table and all this bullshit. I'm like, dog, shut up. Nobody gives a fuck about your weak ass fucking page.
Somebody was talking about someone that it might have been you or something. I know Covino, like I've blocked a couple people here and there for just things that they post as ignorant, especially when there's been like tragedies or something that they say something stupid. I'm like, I don't need you in my algorithm or
For
whatever.
real.
Like there's no room for this, especially when people are dying and stuff like that, and they
Yeah,
say something
yeah.
funny or not. Like I don't to me that's not the time to play. So I'll block mofos on there, and I remember somebody was saying this and that. I'm like, yo, where is this at? Like I don't see this. And couldn't find out what somebody had blocked. I'm like, well, no wonder. I guess that shit works. It wasn't coming up on my feed because I
Yeah.
had blocked X person, so it all worked out.
Yeah, no, and then Andrew Sims is saying that the drama with all the political posts from Sean Wilson, and so they said I think he got kicked off. Jeffrey Richardson so he started that page. Then after he got kicked off of the main Carl page, but dog, and that's another thing is that like. I'm like, I come to the Carl page, dog, to see a couple of funny things, whatever, interact, see what the, just whatever. But, dog, I'm like, keep all that political shit for, like, your personal Facebook page or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't need that shit on here, dog. Like, and I know they have, like, the hot buttons page. I got away from that shit, too, because that shit was weak, too, dog. It was all the same shit. It was the people
Oh
that
yeah, that
are
was the other one.
the pro-Trumpers, the people that hate Trump. And then all day, all they do is argue. I'm like, dog, that shit, like, a hot button, I thought it was going to be, like, different shit like abortion
Like
and
nalgas or like
something dog.
yeah,
There's gonna be like all kinds of crazy ass
like
different
some
things.
promiscuous.
Yeah, but it was just like people just hating. Oh, I love Trump. Oh, I hate Trump. But it was just like, dog, that's not why I'm here. So I left that page, and it's cool because when I was gonna leave it, I go, man, should I like click out to like leave the group? And I was like, am I gonna get FOMO? I was like, I might, dog, because I might wonder. Haven't wondered one time. Have it, dog. It was the best decision because I would see that, dog, and when people are so hard either way, it bothers me, right? So when I would see people be like, "Oh, Trump this," and and then "Oh, I love Trump" on the other side, and I was just like, dog, like fuck, come on, dog, don't you gotta pick up your kid from school? Like, dog, don't you got other shit you gotta worry about instead of sitting here like so whatever. I left it, never went back. I'm happy. Andrew Sim says, yeah, I don't give a fuck about any of the Carl's political opinions. I don't give a fuck about any period. I'll give you an example. I was with my father-in-law the other day, and we were at a hardware store. And there's this dude about my size or a little bigger, probably had 10 or 15 years on me, age-wise, right? That's what I meant by years. No shit, huh? But Doug, so I'm right there.
Inches.
Well, Doug, yeah, 10 to 15 years. So this dude, Doug, so he's like, he's like, gets in line and he's like, oh, I'm behind. He was one of those fucking loud talkers that just wants people to look at him and shit. He was like, oh, I'm behind the guy in the blue. And then my father-in-law, Doug, just like this sweet, like older man, you know, he looks, he's like, what was that? And he was like, oh, I was just making a joke that I'm behind that guy over there. And then we're like, oh, funny, you know, good one. So then this dude goes to say, he's like, yeah, you know, the other day I was walking my dog. And I'm like, oh my goodness, dog, I'm just trying to pay for the shit and leave, you know? And he was like, and somebody asked me if they could pet my dog. And I asked them who they voted for. They said Trump. And I said, no. They go, I said, you're not getting those cooties all over my dog. And I'm like, oh my goodness, dog. I'm like, fuck. Like who get, and Doug, we can't get out of line because we're like, we've been in line for a minute. We're trying to pay for shit. So you have to just sit here and listen, right? And I'm like, I'm not going to engage at all. He could have said the same thing about, oh, if you vote for Biden or whatever, fucking whatever. I'm not going to engage. Either side, I don't give a fuck. So, Doug, so then this one dude in front of, like, two people in front of us turns around and he's like, oh, he starts saying something about like I don't know, Biden or some shit. Dog, they start going back and forth for a minute, and I'm like, oh my God. Then my father-in-law jumps in. I'm like, oh my God, Doug. I'm like, and then, because the guy's like, oh, Harris is the best candidate they ever had to run the last 50 years. And Doug, I'm just like, who gives a fuck? Yeah, she's awesome. You? Yeah, she sucks. Can we fucking just sit here in peace now? Don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about, I'm like, when you go to vote for who you want to. Leave it out of fucking the hardware store. Like, I don't need this, dog. I don't need this. And, so, I'm going back to the chat. Magical Mexican says, Jeff got kicked from the hot buttons page for calling Rocket Dog fat or saying he was pregnant. All right.
Poor Winnie the Pooh.
That's not,
Yo,
I know,
you know what's
poor
funny?
Winnie.
Just to hear what Andrew said that he doesn't care. Like, no offense. I met and know you guys. And we hang out and talk, and we're a community because of the shit we like.
Yeah.
Right? Which is CNR and that. They don't talk politics for a reason. That is not why I'm here to, like, conversate, right? If I wanted to talk politics, then maybe I'll go join a politics page and make friends there and have a community there, which I won't and don't. But, you know, that place, what it's there for, how it was built, or what it should be, is not around that. And that's why it's never going to end well. I think that's why, you know, they say don't talk people's wives, politics, or religion around, like, in dinner tables or, like, certain groups, because I used to know someone who, like, even their own family, bro, like, they wouldn't want to have dinner, like, all Christmas because, like, oh, he said I voted for whatever. He don't want me in his house. And I'm like, that's your dad or like your brother, your sister, bro. Like, it's Christmas. Like, you don't want to go to Christmas dinner because whatever. And I'm like, that's why I'm like, yo, I'm an immigrant. I can't vote, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, you'd be mad at me, I guess. I didn't vote for anybody. But that shit divides people and whatever, man. We ain't trying to talk about division. But that was just a couple things that happened or I seen. But the other thing was just Rich Davis and his Mickey Mouse Adventures and DR. Man, I think I was giving him smack last week about his tan or whatever. So it ended up looking pretty good. I seen the pictures you posted and stuff. So I was good. I was worried about him. He was gonna look like the number H7 on the toast thing, a little crispy. But he ended up looking pretty good, man. And I'm glad it worked because I know he was kind of worried about it. But he's still a puseta for it. But whatever, man. He looked good. He pulled it off.
What's up, Lisa? Lisa's here. Keebler says, I haven't invited my dad over to my pad because he owes me money. All right, that's different.
Hey, that's different, fool.
That
yeah, hell
different,
yeah.
Right? Charlie. All right, dog. Somebody owes you money, dog, and then you see them fucking, you know, in Vegas or not. I mean, like, you live there, but I'm saying you see somebody traveling and shit, right? Or whatever. You're like, dog, hey, what about my $45, dog? Speaking of $45.
Hey, Lisa, thanks for joining us. We were just talking about the politics and the Carl's page and the
Yeah.
hot button page. I don't think you joined those probably, but if you did, you probably know. Looks like Magical Mexican has the T though too. He must have been in those groups.
You know what though? I
He knows
speaking
the cheese
of
man.
division and on the opposite end of the spectrum, unity. I actually I mentioned Magical Mexican in the Carl page, or actually on the live chat. I think today, because they were talking about like when Rich was like, "Where are my people? You know, I'm looking for my people. Where are my people?" And then they started talking about like, "You guys are our people," and all this shit, whatever. And I was like, "Dog, it's so crazy because like to me, like." Magical Mexican has become like a buddy of mine, right? He lives in my town. We see each other, you know, from time to time at our kids' shit or whatever, and it's cool. We went to go, me and my buddy Luis and Magical Mexican. We went to go watch Sam Tripoli, and I was like, dog, it's so funny because so much time has passed. I'm like, it's crazy that him and I became homies through Covino and Rich. So you know how you always see like, oh, Mauser and you know Tim Jenkins are on vacation and shit. And I was like, dog, this is cool that I never would have known this dude ever in a million years. I'm like, he's a few years older than me, so he's like my brother's age. And I'm like, so he's working in a completely different, you know, place than I work, different, you know, industry, everything. And I'm like, so we wouldn't have crossed paths. And it's cool that even we went to the CRC, dog, and we got to see each other. His wife was there. I know his wife through other things, and dog, and it's just like so cool that Covino and Rich did this more than 10 years ago, dog. It was actually I think 11 years ago. This like June is when I met him. So I'm just like, Doug, there's many things that the Carl page that can divide people. Covino and Rich as a whole, bringing people together, dog, is so cool. And you know what I was thinking about too? I was like, when I was thinking, okay, I was leaving work. I'm like, I got to go set up the shit so we can record. And I was like, Doug, I was like, you know, because I have people that tell me like, dog, it's always like, go, go, go for you, right? You need to slow down. And I'm like, I often think, where can I like trim the fat, right? Where can I cut out like A, B, or C to make my life less hectic? The only thing I could think about that isn't like an obligation to my family, to wife, whatever, right? Is the after show. But I'm like, dog, this is once a week. I get to come and kick it with you guys. I get to hang with Luis. I get to hang with the chat. You know, we get to chill. And I'm like, this is my 1 hour a week that pulls me away from everything. So I'm like, I don't want to stop doing this, dog. I don't care, you know, if we ever, you know, I ever win the lottery and I'm like, oh, cool, whatever, or whatever. I feel like we'll always do the after show, some version of it, as long as I feel like even if Covino and Rich left, you know, they got in a fight and spot punched Rich and the show's over. I feel like we would still do the after show. They're like, what do you do it after? I'm like, there's nothing, you know, but it's just something. It's a moment every week that I can guarantee I get to be pulled away from the chaos of everyday life and just kick it with you guys, you know. So appreciate everybody, Luis, you joining every week, making time. All the people in the chat, we love it, and all the future dudes. There's people that hit me up that are happy that I've been putting the shows back on Spotify, because they're like, oh, that's how I used to listen. I kind of stopped listening when they stopped being on Spotify. And so now having those people back in, and they're always future dude, right? So now that encourages me like to make sure I get them on there. So yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna let me see. I went on a little rant, my bad. But Keebler says, hey, you need to do something with E and Tito. They're back after 2 years. Yeah, that's really cool. I saw there's another dude. I don't think you've met them yet, Luis, but El Cucuy and I had gone on their show. They came on our show where they have a show called That's Wild. It's another podcast. Those dudes dipped out for 2 years, Doug, and just came back like a month ago, started doing episodes. So that's always fun. We might have to do a cross little show with them one day with me and you, Luis.
Hell yeah, I need to check them out. Are they on like the YouTube or in Spotify and all that?
Yeah. They I know they said they were gonna only do like on TikTok, but I've been or Twitter or some shit, but I've been seeing their stuff everywhere. So I think they're just going everywhere again, just trying to get it back up and running. Lisa said Rich brought his friends on vacation with him, so it was weird.
Yeah, I got to comment on that.
Yeah,
like,
let's hear it, because people hit me up personally and were like, hey, they had comments on it as well. So I'll share some of those thoughts. What do you have?
Well, like if I'm going on vacation and this is where I lean like little Covino because like he was talking about him going to Pismo Beach and whatever. Like I want to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? And like
Hmm.
and that may be scratching my thighs or laying in bed all day or be at the pool at the beach because the more people you bring, unless they're doing what you want to do, at that point you're adding pressure like, oh, I gotta make sure that I'm ready for so and so because I gotta be down at the pool. Like, what if I get sleepy? What if I'm too hungover? Like, I'm gonna go. Like, I'm getting ready to go on vacation. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, right? I don't want to worry about like, oh, I gotta meet up or this time. So the fact when they bring friends, and I guess there's a time and a place to bring friends on vacation, but the more you bring, the more you gotta worry about, the more you have to plan. And so, I mean, I think it's beautiful in a way, but like personally, that's not my cup of tea. Like Covino says, like I rather like, yeah, I'm gonna go myself, my partner, whatever, go to wherever and not have to worry about things. But it looked like they had a good time, but and that's what I think they were talking about when Rich kind of intermingle with, I can't find my people. Like, bro, how are you gonna take your friends on vacation and then try to make new friends or talk to other people? You're almost like ditching your homies that you brought that paid their own way,
Yeah.
whatever, to them like make new friends, kind of like, you don't have enough time, and that's Rich Davis trying to see everyone, trying to meet everyone, trying to talk to everyone. So it kind of takes away from it, but that's just Rich Davis, I guess. But
Yeah,
that's
no,
my thoughts on it.
and the thing is, like for one, if you know you're taking friends, then be with your friends. If you know you're a Rich Davis, where you're gonna want to go and meet new friends on vacation, that's cool. But go do that. Go, don't bring your friends and then be like, I'm looking for my people. Like, Doug, I thought your people were here with you. Like, come on now, And somebody had messaged me and they were like, Rich Davis is like, where's my people, right? Where's people my age, my this and that? And somebody had said they're probably taking their kid to school or they're fucking like they're not out on vacation looking for fucking friends and shit. Like, dog, like not everybody gets to live the Rich Davis life, and more power to him. But if you're like, where are my people? They're probably loading a dump truck or some shit, dog. Like, not everybody has it like Rich Davis. So that's probably where your people are, Doug. Like I don't know, maybe people have other obligations and you get to you Rich Davis get to enjoy your time and the fruits of your labor, which is cool. But if you're saying where are my people, they're probably still trying to save up to go on one of those Rich Davis vacations, you know?
Yeah, that was kind of nuts, and I guess it doesn't surprise me, but still, I'd be kind of offended or butthurt. Like, what do you mean, fool? Like, I thought it was what, six of them, so three different couples, maybe, because
Yeah,
that's what I saw in a picture or whatever. Like, I thought those were your people, fool. Like, why are you out there looking for people? But whatever. It also depends. Like, I don't know who mentioned something in the comments, or I don't know if somebody called in, or maybe it was Spot. Oh no, it was Rich, his dad, when he was talking about. It depends where you go, bro. Like, you go to all inclusive or whatever. You're gonna get some uppity ups who like probably don't, who are like, over here, whatever. Or you go to the adults only one, like, bro, that's a whole different club too. Like, you're not gonna intermingle with people that have kids or brought their kids. So
for
it
sure.
depends where you're going and what are you trying to do. But yeah, at least it says exactly what it is. Don't tell me that I'm never right, but I was gonna get to my head. But I do get. It's like you're spreading you're spreading yourself too thin. You know what I mean? I would feel bad kind of with my homies if I did that. And then the fact that he even said it on the air was fucking hilarious. But hey,
Yeah.
man, to each their own. With provolone.
No, and I had told Rich in the chat today. I was like, hey, I was like, because I was listening to Pod Meets World, where the Boy Meets World people, have a podcast, and they were talking to Jason Biggs and American Pie Jason Biggs, right? And they were talking about Maxim parties, and they were like, oh, how they used to be crazy, and they used to be this, and Maxim parties this, and so I had wrote in the chat today. I was like, Rich. I'm like, does Danielle and Jensen, Topanga and her husband, I'm like, since Rich has become friends with them, I'm like, do they know that you guys were the fucking dudes? And I saw him like read for a second because it was a little long, little, thought. And then he wrote something down. I'm like, I wonder if he wrote like, bring that up to Jensen, But they were Maxim, you know what I'm saying? They were Maxim Radio. So to see that, I'm like, everybody remembers those parties. I'm like, you guys were the dudes. Do they know that? Um, What? Oh, you know what though? There are some things, Doug, that I did want to get to. I want to make sure that we do touch on. I like it to be organic as possible, right? And the conversation flowing like it always does. But there are some things, Doug, that we can talk about to make sure that we don't miss some of the things that happen on Covino and Rich. So let's go ahead. And the very first thing is something that I know they mentioned in the Rando News. And I did want to talk about this right off the bat, but we get going, dog, and it's just bam, 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 bam. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I know our audience and I know what they like, what they don't like for the most part, and they'll let us know, just like they let Covino and Rich know. But, dog, I have to go to this one. Taylor Frankie Paul. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with her. I am not. Now, dog, I don't know if it's just like my algorithm. I don't have like the coolest guy algorithm where it's just like people revving engines and shit, right? But I still don't. My wife was like, she's like, babe, can you believe what happened with Taylor Frankie Paul? And I was like, who the fuck is that? And she was like, are you serious? You're being serious right now. You don't know who she is? And I go, I don't know. Is she related to Jason David Frank, the fucking Green Power Ranger? I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And she was so like, couldn't believe that I didn't even know who this chick was. Apparently, she's a Mormon wife or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, it's a Doug. So just if you guys hear this name where this chick has 3 names, Taylor Frank, and I wrote it, Doug, up here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen so I could remember her name, Doug, because I was like, I don't know, Taylor Swift and Jake Paul are doing a fucking, what are you talking about? I have no idea. Dog, I was so out of the loop on this. My lady thought I was fucking nuts. So, real quick, do you, just so we can move on, know who she is? Did you know who she was before these headlines?
No, and that's what another good thing about CNR, they keep it relevant because honestly, I can give two shits. They're not my people. Apparently, according to the chat, they're Lisa's people. And it wasn't on my radar. It's not on my algorithm. I do like to partake in TMZ because I like the cheese man. So I did see it on there, and even when I saw it in there, I'm like, I read what they said. I'm like, this still doesn't like resonate with me. I don't know who she is, other than sounds like she's crazy. And so then when CNR were talking about it, I obviously got a little into it, but that's as far as I know. And I was not looking into it, and I don't really give a shit, to be honest. But I know it's going to cost them a lot of money, and it sucks. And nobody should be hitting anybody in this day or world, man or woman, woman or man, and it just sucks. But hey, man, ABC or whatever, they made their bet in it. Apparently, this shit happened a long time ago, and they knew about it, and they still went on with this. So, like, that's on them, bro. They made a bet, and they crapped out.
Yeah.
Just say that.
No, and you know what? So Double M says, I found out about her from the body cam. And then Lisa says, if my husband knew who she is, I'd hightail it out here. Dog, that's the thing is that I just, dog, like I said, I don't have the coolest algorithm. I'm not saying that. I'm just like, she is not in it. So I don't know who, like one time, her and the girls, the coaches and stuff at the gym were saying something about like, something talk moms or something mom something, and I was like, the fuck does that mean? And again, it was some of this fucking Mormon wives shit. I had no idea. She was like, you don't get it, you don't like get it, and I was like, I don't get it, dog. Like, what, babe, what are you fucking saying? I don't know. Like, and so I'm just so not in this world of these female reality shows. There's some I dig, dog. Like Love is Blind, I thought is a pretty cool show. But like Mormon wives, dog, I don't give a fuck about no Mormon wives. Andrew Fournier was here. Sup, dog? Been listening in the background. And Fournier, thank you so much, dog, for your contributions in and outside of the chat. Always appreciate the feedback. Mom talk. Thank you, Lisa. See, I didn't know what the hell it was. But just to not bore our homies, dog, we got to go ahead and move on. Oh, all right. So Covino and Rich were talking about Shaggy. They pulled a clip of some dude doing crowd work, and this dude had a Shaggy impression. Two things two things. So one, do you have a Shaggy impression?
Nah, bro.
No?
I mean, I could try, but nah.
No,
I
okay.
just look brown fool if I had curly hair, me.
Doug, so okay. So I was thinking about, I was like, okay, if I did a Shaggy impression, I was thinking of what I would do, right? So then I was like, okay, and I'm like, I think it kind of there's two things that I think are the go-to for Shaggy impressions. You either have like, oh, Mr. Lava Lava, right? Or or like they have like what is the one where he sings like now I'm mixing up my Jamaican accents. I was gonna say, cause I'm a hustler and a player, and that's a Sean Paul, right? Come sing
Yeah,
for them,
that's
be a
Sean Paul.
bit. But no, but there was Shaggy's but she caught me on the counter, and then
Was me. Yeah.
but what is it where he's like he says you better watch your back before she turns into a killer. To be a true player, you have to know how to play. Or whatever, right? Dog, so I feel like you either go with it wasn't me or bombastic. But dog, I remember like when I was young before It Wasn't Me came out, dog, and anybody that said Shaggy, you would be like, I miss the lover. Dog, it was I remember I was in like second grade, dog, when that Boombastic came out. And I remember, dog, my cousin was in like fifth grade and I thought he was cool as shit. So anything that he liked, I liked, right? So when he was like in the Shaggy, which is funny, dog, because this dude grew up to be like this vato that wouldn't have nothing to do with Shaggy. But at the time, dog, when he was in like fifth grade, he fucked with Shaggy hard, dog. And I'll take that. I'll say that for the rest of my life, even though he'll probably deny it. But I was just thinking about it, dog. I'm like, when people do Shaggy, there's one of two. It's either Boombastic or It Wasn't Me. And I was hoping that you had one so I could see
Nah,
what
fool.
you went with. But anyway, dog.
Hey, if you were in the pain cave, fool, you would have died, fool. I don't think you knew all the lyrics there.
No, Doug, it's funny though because like you better watch out back before she turns into a killer. So to be a true player, you have to know how to play. That's all I know, dog, from that song. Besides the "But she caught me on the counter," right? Then,
Yo,
shit.
AJ Fournier's right, bro. Like I didn't. I guess that was today years old. I guess I had heard about that, but like that's just all like a act. Like that fool didn't even talk or sound like that.
Yeah, he doesn't even talk like that. No, and it's funny because I've heard that before, dog. But I just what's his name? His real name's like Orville. Because I remember I
Yeah, I
thought of
think
an
that's what Rich
Orville
was saying. It's like,
Redenbacher. I was like, Orville, dog. Can you imagine? You get there, you're like Shaggy. You're expecting him to be like to be a true player, you have to know
what's
how
up,
to
man?
play. Yeah, and he comes, he's like, hey, how's it going, Orville? Orville, nice to meet you. You said it was Louis, right? Luis. Oh, whatever. Right, man. Nice to meet you. I'd be so disappointed. Dog, you're like, I don't
Hey,
know, dog.
it's starting to build Lisa's algorithm here. I guess we all know what she sees on TikTok. Apparently, mom TikTok and Shaggy.
Mr. Boombastic is what let me see.
No, Andrew's saying that Lisa's a Shaggy super fan apparently because she knows all the songs too.
That's funny as hell.
So,
He
so
doesn't
that's
even.
probably her
Yeah.
algorithm's probably
But Mr. Boombastic, dog, was that.
Mormon Wives and Shaggy.
Anyway, moving on from Shaggy, dog. Today, I think they had a really cool conversation, but I think we're gonna kind of go touch on it real quickly because the last time I had one of these conversations, dog, everybody on fucking social media lit me up. They were like, man, all right, fuck you, Mr. Brad Pitt, and all this shit because there was some chick, dog, that I had said she wasn't my flavor, right? So today, Covino and Rich were talking about Jennifer Aniston, and Covino was like, I see she's attractive. I know she's bad. Not my vibe, right? Not my vibe. And if you guys are new to Covino and Rich, it's not my vibe, right? But I think they got that from Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer. He would say
Yeah.
"bive," right? So Covino said, "Not my bive." They kind of went on and they were talking about some people that are conventionally beautiful, right? Jennifer Aniston, she's one, dog, that bad, right? Rachel from France, bad, 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 but like was never one that I was like, ooh. For me, it was more like the Britney Spears, the Mandy Moores, that kind of shit. But like my buddy, dog, I've known my buddy over 20 years, my buddy Luis. All right, now I just outed him. But anyway, I knew a friend, right, for over 20 years. And just in the last like couple of years, he was like, dog, he's like, Jen Aniston, dog, fucking Jen Aniston. And I was like, for real? I was like, dog, never would have expected that in a million years because he's not even like real like pop culture-y. never really seen Friends, any of that shit. But dog, he was like, to this day, she's old as hell and still bad. And I was like, for real, dog, like that's to me, I've never known anybody who Jen Aniston was like their lady. So they went on to go ahead and talk about, well, where did your attraction kind of come from, right? Where did it all start for you? Was it like growing up there was somebody on TV that you thought was bad, or was it like the first little girlfriend you had, or boyfriend, right? Shamar Moore, whoever you girls are into, I don't know. I'm trying to think of buff dudes, right? So Moana, that dude, Jason Momoa or whatever the fuck his name is, right? Whatever you guys are into, where do you think that came from? And so what we're gonna do today is go back and talk about real quick, who was that like first celebrity crush that like kind of, I don't want to say made you have the taste you have in who you have, but for me, dog, one of the very first crushes, and I had a crush on everybody on TV when I was a kid, dog. I like Ashley from fucking Fresh Prince, right? Tatiana Ali. Bad, right? I like freaking, like I said, the Britney Spears, the Mandy Moores, all them, Ashanti, Christina Milian, dog. But I think the first one that I remember as a kid was the Pink Power Ranger, dog. Kimberly, the Pink Power Ranger.
The original one.
The original one, dog. If you guys remember, she also played, and I think this is what solidified it for me, was when she came out in the movie Susie Q. And then I wasn't, dog, because when Power Rangers came out, I was like 5, right? And I was like, I don't know why, but I want to do stuff with her, right? Dog, I was like all little, like, I don't know what I want to do, but I want to be in her presence, you know? And then, dog, and then she came out with the movie Susie Q, and I was just like, that's it. I was like, I'm done, dog. Susie Q is it for me. So I think, Luis, do you want to give us a little backstory on yours? We can get to yours.
Yeah, so I mean, I've always been like the punker rocker kid guy, and this girl was kind of this girl was part of when like Britney Spears was happening and Christina Aguilera, and at the time, this was middle school, so Christina Aguilera, I don't think she was so like off the deep end. I'm not gonna say that, like she wasn't so like promiscuous back then, like they
She
were
wasn't
younger,
dirty
like
yet, right?
Yeah. That's a good way to say it. But they were beautiful, whatever.
I'm saying the dirty song. She had that song "Dirty" that came out. Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't saying she was cochina.
And so,
I was saying,
No, but from then on, her stuff got a little crazier, right? But before that, it was chill, and so, then it was Avril Lavigne, right? So for me, it was Avril Lavigne because like she had the rocker punk. I didn't even know she was Canadian for a long time. Like she just looked like some punk chick. She had the hair, bro. And then I used to skate, and then of course, he was a skater. And bro, I used to be embarrassed that I had that whole CD. I still have that CD. I know. And I'm not excited to say this, but I know like all the songs and shit, and like from front to back.
Dog, do you remember
Those were
"Don't
the
Tell
times
Me"?
where like,
Don't
yeah,
tell me that whatever the fuck.
back in the day, like those CDs you could pull a little cover off,
Yeah.
and it had all the lyrics and shit. And so
Dog, her
I
first
had it on my
album,
old-
"Let Go," and then she had the CD. I don't know if it was after that where she had Dog. I was in love with Avril Lavigne at the time as well, dog. So she came out with "Complicated," followed by "Skater Boy," followed by I think "I'm With You." I'm standing on a bridge, right? There's nobody here by now, or whatever, dog. I was like, this bitch is
someone come
fucking
try to find me,
dog, right? Can someone take me home?
It's a damn cold. Yeah, don't get me started right now. I will not die in the pain cave with Avril Lavigne.
Nah, dog. When they came out when she came out with "Don't Tell Me," where it was like, "Don't tell me that I'm not like that" or some shit. The girl that gave it all away. Didn't you think I was gonna give it up to you this time? Yeah. I'm like, dog. Some dude fucking had her in the palm of his hand, dog, and he fucking tried to take advantage. I can't believe this fucking puto, dog. I was mad at this fictional dude that she was singing about, because I was like, dog, even in the video, they're like in her bedroom, and I'm like, dog, like she looks so innocent and shit, dog. Like, give her the time she needed, right? Move at her pace, dog, right? And then to this day, dog, fucking my wife makes fun of me, dog, because she's like, what the fuck do you see in Avril Lavigne? I'm like, I don't know, dog. I've been in love with her since I was like 12. And even recently, dog, I see that she has maybe changed a little bit in physique and shit. And I see people are like all hating and shit online. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dog. Now maybe I have a chance, you know? My wife knows that she's part of my hall pass list, you know? So, but yeah, I thought
Yo,
that
talking about that, so
Michelle
Youngblood,
Pfeiffer.
you
Hold on
know
real
who
quick.
he is,
Andrew
right?
Sim says, mine was Michelle
Oh
Pfeiffer.
yeah.
I saw her in Grease too and had a crush. I sent her a fan letter and she sent me an autographed picture. Andrew,
Let's
that deserves
go.
a couple, Andrew. That is so fucking hilarious, dog. Like, hey, I never wrote into the Avril Lavigne or Amy Jo Johnson fan club, dog. So that's dog. That's up there. I love it. My bad, Luis. You had a thought.
You're good. No, I was just talking about because like Avril Lavigne did the song. She had a lot of albums and stuff, but Youngblood, who's kind of like a bigger thing, right? He was the one who covered the Ozzy song not so long ago and kind of blew up. Um, he did a song with Avril Lavigne, and they sang "I'm With You" live. And dude, this was probably like 3 or 5 years ago. If you haven't seen it, look it up. If you guys like Avril Lavigne or Youngblood, it's a fucking awesome song. Period. But he's playing guitar. I just looked it up, and she's singing, and that song has those fucking crazy
Little
tones that she
falsettos and
changes,
shit. Yeah.
and she hit it, fucking rocked it. And I don't think she's done that song live in a long time because it's hard to get there. But dude, it was amazing.
It was
So
I'm
look it
With
up.
You.
It's on YouTube. Yeah, Youngblood and Avril Lavigne. I'm with you.
Yeah. Um,
It's so badass.
I may have had a miss. I don't want to say a misstep, but Lisa said hall pass is not a list, Doug. And I'm like, yeah, I have a list of hall passes. Again, Lisa, my bad. I guess that's not how it works, Doug. But I'm like, I got Amy Jo Johnson on there. I got Avril Lavigne on there. I have Topanga's on there, Doug. I'm like. I'm like, I thought you had a list of hall passes, dog, in case you run into one of them, right? Isn't that how it works? All right, dog.
You just increase your odds, fool.
I was way off.
You're just
But yeah, let me see, dog. Oh, coming up next, dog. I feel like a fucking dork saying that, but next, there's something that I think we might have hit on a few weeks ago, but I just want to hit on it again and see if we can get people in the chat to let us know. Kind of, I don't want to say guilty pleasure, but there was a conversation a few weeks ago of Tommy, dog, and his Hobbit fascination and love, to where his girl Alyssa, if you went to the Covino Rich convention, you might have met her. Super sweet girl, dog. She was super sweet. Went and took Tommy to live with the hobbits and shit, and lived in a little hobbit little trailer or whatever the fuck, and just planned out this whole weekend for him. So I wanted to know, dog, what are some of your dorky secrets, dog? Like, I think I found out Luis's today. Avril Lavigne, not only, dog, digging her, but like knowing the songs. That's how much you dug her, is that you knew the songs. I know the songs. Yeah, obviously I dig her, but I'm just a huge, especially that time of, life, pop music fan. But I thought that shit was so funny when we had Tommy with his Airbnb, is what Lisa is saying. It's a Hobbit Airbnb. I just want to know, Doug, if you guys got any dorky secrets, because mine aren't really, I guess, secrets, because I'm so, been doing this show for years now. And so I pretty much put all of my fucking baggage right there for you guys to bag on. But are there things that you guys have that maybe isn't a secret, but you don't necessarily advertise, Doc, I'll give you an example of my shit. So I was a huge boy band fan, right? When I was a kid. Well, now, I mean, whatever, always. But Doug, I remember when I was a kid, Doug, I was in like 5th grade, and me and my dad were at some a grocery store, and like NSYNC came out, right? And he was like, "Ay, mijo." He started like, Doug, he felt cool because he recognized like a newer band, right? So he like hits me. He's like, "Mijo, hey, it's that band you like." And I'm like, "Dad, shut the fuck up. They're not cool." Like I have grown to be comfortable with who I am, and whatever, fuck, I dig them, whatever. But I remember, Doug, so embarrassed at the time. Are there any of those things? Andrew Fournier says, "I like trains." I don't know if he's being facetious or he really does, dog, because I know some people that love trains, that love Fallout or whatever the hell that show is, where you know they dress up like dorks and shit. Um, Andrew Sims says, my whole man cave is a Star Wars collection. See, dog, this is things that I never knew about Andrew Sims. How many years have I known Andrew Sims now? I never knew, dog. You and Andrew Sims can go and have a Star Wars freaking
and double M and double M.
Double
man. She likes Star Wars stuff. Yeah.
Lisa said that's so cute with your dad. And it's funny because especially now that, you know, he's passed away, you have those memories where you're like, man, did I have to be that embarrassed? Couldn't I have been like, oh yeah, you're right, you know? But I was just like, Dad, shut up, you know? And I'm like, dog, my Mexican ass dad from Mexico over here recognizing in sync. To him, that was an accomplishment. Like, hey, mijo, I'm with it, right? You know? And I'm like, oh, so Andrew really does dig the trains, dog. He wasn't kidding. I think Andrew Fournier does like trains. That's cool, says Lisa. Yeah, it's a trip, dog. One of our regular listeners, Carl Reinhardt, he's an engineer, dog. He's on a train a gang of hours a day, you know? I even have a Darth Vader costume, Andrew. So Andrew Sims, dog, is just coming out. He's just letting it all hang out. He's been waiting for us to have this conversation, dog, so he could just let it out. He's been holding it inside for probably so long. And then Double M says, I cosplay Princess Leia. Dog, and who didn't love as a little boy? Like, I'm sure she didn't maybe like her the same way we did, but who didn't love Princess Leia? Dog, Leia was so bad when we were kids, right?
Yo, I got a challenge for us. So we're only a couple months away, but
Thank you guys for the contribution.
Is actually on May 4th is actually on a Monday, so we'll have to do a May 4th inspired Star Wars theme Tuesday.
May the 4th be with you, right? We're good.
Yeah, so I'm down to dress up. If you guys want to join us or do something, let's plan for that. And Daniel, I think I got the perfect idea of who you need to dress up as, but we'll talk about it offline. But,
just to hit on that guy from Lost. You know that guy, the Jorge Garcia, got the big hair?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit! No, I don't want to dress up.
No, but I collect stuff, and like I used to be a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Like everyone likes Pokemon, and I collect. I have homies that don't even know that, and they come over like, bro, I got $1,000 cards and stuff. Like, you know, I'm trying to brag. And I'm like, bro, you have one of those, like a rare 10? I'm like, hell yeah, fool, like shit, like
rare 10, dog.
Check out my Charizard, fool, like Yeah. So I got Pokemon cards. I got Yu-Gi-Oh. I got Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I used to be a yo-yo kid too, so I got a bunch of yo-yos and trompos and shit, like the Mexican ones that I collect. Like nobody would think about that, but like, bro, I'll be at home like busting tricks with my yo, like walking the cradle and all. I used to like want to compete and do all that shit.
You know what's fucking funny that you say that is that where are we at? Oh yeah, I was ready to get into the next shit. But Doug, it's fun. It's funny that you say that because there was Doug the day that me and Magical Mexican went to go watch that comedy show. I had forgot my ID in the car. And I was like, what the fuck do I need my ID for? As soon as you walk in, they're like, we need to scan your ID. I was like, fuck.
Aww.
So, dog, that's nothing. Then Magical Mexican goes, dog, I don't got mine either. So then he goes back to his car. Anyway, on my way back from my car, there's this dude, dog. And he's fucking, you could tell he's trying to kick it to this girl, right? And he's this tall dude, right? Like kind of skinny fat, right? Not fat, not skinny, just kind of skinny, but just never worked out in his life, right? And Doug, he's trying to mac on some chick. And he's like, yeah, so what's up, baby? Yeah, you know. Doug, the whole time he's talking to her, he's fucking doing his yo-yo, dog. He's fucking grabbing it to make it fucking dangle in the middle and shit,
the cradle.
Dog, yeah. He's fucking walking the dog, dog. He's fucking feeding the hamster, dog. He's doing all kinds of shit that I never heard of, dog. He's over here. He's fucking has it in the simulation.
Bro, you know what's...
No, go ahead.
You know what's crazy? I used to have to read books or magazines to like how to do the trick. Like back in the day, there was no videos and shit. Now you go on YouTube, there's food showing you how to string it and do all. And like it's evolved, bro. And that shit. I mean, there's competitions now, dude. But
yeah,
just hey, man, it looks like a lot of people are down for the May 4th thing. Everyone wants to dress up. Maybe we can set up a little Zoom party and everyone can be a little costume.
We might have to do a Zoom party, dog.
It'll be May 5th when we meet. But it'll
so May 4th you can have the May 4th for yourself, you know.
We'll work some out.
We don't want to impose on your May 4th, your actual May 4th. So May the 5th, we'll be able to do it. Yeah, I think that'll
We'll
be
set up
something.
some Star Wars trivia or some Star Wars thing, and I'll help
It'll
conduct if you
be
want, since
being
I know
that
you're
I
not a
know
nerd
how
like that.
how many fans we have now of Star Wars, dog. Yeah, we got to do some trivia or we got to do something. Lisa said my son works in a bank
Lisa,
and some guy got a
yeah,
check for $75,000 Pokemon card on Friday. Oh, dang.
that's just crazy, bro. That's like a 401k there, bro. And people, I know a lot of us, if you ever had them, like especially you when you were growing up, nobody gave a shit about taking care of them,
No.
or you open, oh, you got it, you let your homie use it, or you play with it, and like, bro, some of those like original ones, like the Jake Paul and all that shit. I mean,
Yeah.
$1 million cards out there
No,
sometimes.
it's
It's
funny,
nuts, but
dog. When I was a kid, so I was in like 5th or 6th grade when Pokemon first started, or at least when it got big, like in America at least. And dog, I remember I didn't give a fuck. Dog, I'm into what I'm into, dog. But like, and I don't even say cause like I'm cool, right? It's not like, oh, I'm not into Pokemon because I'm cool. I just didn't give a fuck. And I remember my friend Chris, dog. I might even clip this because I know he listens, or I know at least he checks out the stories and shit. My friend Chris, dog, was like, "Hey, Chris Moreno, dog. We go back to like fucking 2nd grade, right?" And I remember he was like, "Hey," he's like, "You don't have any Pokemon cards?" I was like, "No." He was like, "You want me to give you like a Charizard or something?" And I'm like, "Dog, I don't give a fuck." And I know like Charizard was like the shit, at least when I was young or whatever. I was like, "No, I don't give a fuck, dog. Keep your Pikachu's and Charizard and fucking Hermaphrodites and whatever the fuck, whatever you have, dog. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care." You know, looking back now, dog, I'm like, I should have just bought those motherfuckers and saved them in a package, you know? May the
yo,
fourth,
Lindsay
but later.
Youngblood says, yeah,
Oh, and
exactly,
Lindsay's here.
just like the show.
So Lindsay, Doug. So I the other day I heard something that reminded me. This is my friend Lindsay, dog, that I've gone back with high school. One of my best friends. I had dog. There was a thing we had where, when we were young, we would be talking about like if I was talking to her about a chick or she's talking to me about a dude or something, and or something just that we didn't want our family to know about. We would be like, I think she was the one that actually started it, dog. Where she was like, ah, damn, she was like, I just don't have like the brain power, like I can't think right now, right? And I remember, Doug, after that, it was like anytime we would fucking like be like, hey, it's something we don't want to talk about, it'd be like, oh, brain power? Like, oh yeah. Yeah, all right, dog. So
Code.
we'll kind of, I'll be like, hey, so, hey, what happened with, what's his name or whatever, right? Not gonna say any names because there's names I could bring up. And she'd be like, you know what? I really don't have the brain power right now. I'm like, oh, for real? That meant like, hey, my little brother Luke is in the room and I don't want to talk, you know? But anyway, Lindsay, thanks for joining. Andrew says I have some rare independent rap CDs from the '90s that are worth around $1,000. For real?
That's crazy.
That is crazy. He has like the original Mac Dre that was like, Doug, that is so cool though. When you have those that like people are actually selling out of their trunks and shit, and actually like Master P did that shit, dog. All those hustlers, Mac Dre did that. All those fools that used to do that shit out of their trunk. To have one of those originals that actually became something, that'd be hella dope, man.
Hell yeah.
And I know we're going a little over, but we got started a little late, so we'll go over a few more minutes, Doug. There was a couple of things that I wanted to actually end with. We have the last one, Doug. I just had a question for you and actually everybody in the chat because my friends tend to think, Doug, that I'm just some fucking weirdo because when it comes to my dreams, Doug, I remember 90% of my dreams that I know they say you dream like multiple times a night, but at least every night, every day that I wake up, I remember at least like one dream or something that happened. I have friends, dog, that tell me I haven't dreamt since 3rd grade. And I'm like, yeah, dog, you have. You just don't remember them. But just forget about that if you dream or not. Do you remember your dreams? Doug, I had a dream last night that I could tell you exactly what happened. We were digging a hole in my grandma's front yard, hit a dog that we had buried, and then the dog started moving and fucking was alive, right? And this dog died like 10 years ago, right? But do you guys remember your dreams, dog? Am I really the weirdo amongst my friends? Or do you, Luis, let's start with you. I mean, you're here. Do you remember your dreams? And if you do, is it often?
Nah, bro. I seldom really even remember, to be honest, dude. And
Really?
even when I do, usually because it was like scary or something that I didn't really want to be thinking about. So I'll wake up like in a panic. And that, if I happens in a year, maybe twice. Other than
Really?
that, not really.
Dog, I have this, and I've said it on here before, but I have this theory, dog, that when we go to sleep in this life, we wake up in another life, right? So right now, dog, we're chilling, right? I'm getting ready to wake up in my other life, dog. Right now, dog, I'm gonna have to go to work soon in my other life. This one right here, dog, we're chilling, have a few more hours, right? After I leave here, dog, I got to go out and help my wife with some shit. But dog, in my other life right now, I'm like, right? But dog, so like it's for me, that's how real it is that like there's like different timelines or some shit, dog. And it's funny because I'm not even like a weed smoker, but like I get like crazy, like more hippie, psychedelic type of thoughts, dog, where I'm just like, you don't think, dog, there's like multiple like universes going on, dog, and we're just right now tripping all the timelines. And there's a theory that all the timelines are going on at the same time, past, present, future, all going on at once. And I feel like when we go to sleep, dog, we might wake up in another one that's happening right now. Like remember the buried dog that I uncovered, dog? That actually kind of happened one time. I was at my grandma's house, dog, and I was gonna bury a dog, right? And I'm digging, right? Because there was this part way in the back of the house where we would bury dogs, right? And and dog, I'm making this hole for the dog. I hit a previous dog. And I was like, fuck, dog. Sorry, Rocky. Had to throw some dirt on him, dog, and keep digging the other side. So like I don't know. Somehow that was, I guess, in the back of my mind because I hit this dog in my dream and fucking the dog started moving and shit. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that bitch is alive. I guess we buried her too soon, you know? And then, dog, and again, she's been dead for like ever. So she started moving and I was like, dog, it was like 106 the other day. I'm like, she was under all that dirt, dog, and she's still alive. She must be thirsty as fuck, dog.
There is
Oh,
some science behind it. Lisa said that you only remember dreams during REM sleep, and there's like stages of sleep, and there unless you're like Rich, who doesn't believe in science, there is some science stuff in there that I think it depends. You have to hit a certain sleep to start getting in those thoughts, and I think some of those are like inspired by memories or tragic stuff sometimes, and that's just my assumption. Lisa also says, no wonder she's also always tired because she's having to live double life according to your thesis of when you're sleeping here, you're awake somebody else.
yeah, dog.
And then you're not the only one. Apparently, magical mixes. I remember my dreams unless I go right back to sleep. So there you go, bro. Somebody else. You're not
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, dog. It's crazy. But you know what? I also heard too is that a lot of times, and I'm not asking you to put your business out there. I'm just saying what I hear is that a lot of times people that smoke a lot of weed, they don't remember their dreams. And I have
That's a
friends
fact.
that have told me that that are heavy into smoking, they don't remember their dreams, and they'll say, dog, if they kick back for like a day or two and they don't smoke, their dreams. I had a friend, dog, that told me he was like, dog, I had the most
Terrible.
intense, crazy dream, dog. He was like driving off a cliff with his sister, and then like their mom was in the car too, dog. He was like, fuck that, dog. I don't want to dream. I was like, oh,
It's so true, bro. Like I've done here the devil's lettuce here and there, and when I came off it or whatever, I had to Google that shit because I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like I
what's
swear
wrong
if you
with
type it
me?
in right now, like the first, you know how like you start to ask stuff and then like it'll kind of think
Populate,
what you're
whatever.
thinking.
Yeah.
Why am I like having heavy dreams after stop smoking the devil's lettuce? And that has to do with something with the science that Lisa was saying because somehow that messes with your brain chemicals that pushes you past that thing. And there's an explanation. I'm not a science guy, but there isn't a reason. And you're spot on. Your homie was right. And I've been there, done that. It is not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because that's what I've heard. And yeah, dog, I'm not usually about that life. But it's funny because I can't and it's funny, dog, because I've said this before and then no shit, it happens every time. So I'm kind of hoping it don't happen tonight, but I kind of don't mind nightmares. Like dog, like it's kind of crazy where like some crazy shit will be happening and like you wake up and you're like, oh fuck, that shit's crazy. And like it's kind of like, but it was kind of cool. It was kind of like I was on a roller coaster all night when I wake up from like a crazy dream. And I've said this before, dog, and I think it's Espiritu Santo over here saying, hey, you want to have nightmares, vato? Then you'll have nightmares, right? So
That's what you asked for, fool.
Exactly. So I feel like there's going to be some tonight, but I don't mind them, dog. And this is something, dog, I'll tell you back from like a week ago. I might not have even mentioned it on the show, but I had a dream a couple of weeks ago, and in my dream, I realized I was dreaming. And I was like, oh, fuck. And it wasn't like, I know people talk about like lucid dreaming where you can control it and shit. It wasn't that. It was just like there was some bad shit happening. But I was like, I think I'm dreaming. And I was talking to somebody and I was like, I'm going to bite their finger. And I was like, if I can eat their finger, I'm dreaming. Right?
No, mom.
And I swear to God. So I bit their finger, dog. And they just kept talking like nothing. And I was like, and I fucking ate it. I took another bite and I was like, oh, dog, I'm dreaming. So I was like, cool. The rest of the dream, dog, even though like shit was happening, I was like, it's all good. So I woke up from that dream, told my best friend Luis about it. I'm like, dog, I had this dream. I bit these fingers. I knew I was dreaming, dog. And then I woke up from that dream. So then
you watch too many movies, fool. That's called Inception.
So then I told my buddy Luis, I'm like, dog, I had this dream. I woke up from the dream. I knew I was dreaming. I told you about it, but I never told you about it because I woke up from that dream, and now I'm telling you now. He's like, dog, the fuck are you talking about? Oh, but yeah, dog. Lisa says manifest positivity in your dreams, dog. And I think right now, dog, unless you have anything else to wrap up, I think we can pretty much call it a night.
No, man, just a closing thoughts. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having us. We'll be here next Tuesday. I know for the Star Wars nerds, sounds like we have a May 4th but later party. And so April 6th, don't forget the Star Wars, the new Maul series comes out on Disney. And I think it's a 10 episode thing, so we'll have something to look forward to for me, for us Star Wars nerds. I think I like the dark side of it. So everyone always wondered if you watch the cartoons or whatever or know the story, you know what happened to Darth Maul. But it's a little bit of backstory and stuff, so it'll be exciting for us. And then that's it, man. Thanks for having me. Thanks for you guys for joining us, future dudes, and everybody. Looking forward to we'll be able to hopefully talk some baseball next Tuesday. I know everyone's not to sports, but hopefully I get to brag about my Dodgers at least. But thanks, Vato, and have a good night, and whatever you got, dog.
For sure. I don't have anything. Again, just went ahead and give Covino another shout out. Vatos helping Vatos, SiriusXM.com/Powerline. Leave a message, even if you don't have SiriusXM. Just be like, hey, Covino, this is Lisa in New York, and I want to hear some corn. Ooh, right? Oh, no, shit, that's Disturbed, dog. At least get your bands right when you do this, right? But anyway, go leave Covino a message. That's so stupid. Go leave Covino a message, dog. Make sure you like and comment all of our shit, dog. Share this with your friends and family. So, dog, so we could be the next Rogans, you know? Luis and Daniel. Oh, yeah, the Mexican Joe Rogans. That's all we want one day, dog. So, after show, but later, dog. What's up?
Lisa says we have it'll be a pre-April Fool's story, so maybe we can have our best April Fool's jokes we've done or dealt with next Tuesday.
Oh,
give us something to look forward to.
That'll be good, dog. I know, I have some stories. So if I get into it right now, dog, we're gonna be here another hour. So
no, for next Tuesday.
After show, but later, episode number 300, and what are we at? 22 right now?
So.
Something like that. Anyways, we will see you guys next week, same time, same place. The after show, but later. Your boys D, Luis Cortez Jr. We will see you in the next episode. Peace.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens and come and spend a day in the 757.